let's talk about political leadership. How important is it that Britain has great management from the top?
I think that's the top priority, Mark, to be honest with you. I think leadership, unfortunately, can't be taught in Oxford, Cambridge or Eton, where it seems most of the Conservative MPs come from. It comes through your understanding of people, your understanding of the job that you do and what position you're in. And if you're in a leadership position, is how do you improve that position and how do you improve the workload and with the people who work with you. And they don't work for you, they actually work with you. And I think you have to do the most difficult thing of all, and that's gain respect. And respect is much, much harder to gain than being liked. So across the board and across, you go over many years and looking at what you do with football players, you have to be a leader to lead them into success. And we deal with people, that's our product. Obviously, most people in industry deal with an actual product and forget about the people, I think. So understanding the people that you work with and getting the best out of them is imperative to your leadership and your choices of your leadership group that sit underneath you, that then have the opportunity and the power and, of course, the will to go and be successful in their own right, is what you want. You want somebody to be with you who's actually better than you at certain things that you're not as good at. And if you can find that combination, then you have the perfect balance of being able to sit down and challenge each other and make the right decisions going forward. And then obviously we would pass that over to the team, pass that over to the players and constantly review and hopefully bring success, which is obviously a lot more difficult in government, of course, but certainly it's something that should be looked at in terms of who are you choosing? Why are you choosing him? Is he the best person for the job? Who is the best person for the job? Can we find him? Can we get him?
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, Sam, I don't want to drag you into party politics. I know that you're someone that would rather unite than divide, but we could speak generally about the character and values of Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister. He's clearly got family values. He's clearly got a work ethic, but then again, he's married to a billionaire. So what does he know about the real world and about hard-working Brits struggling with the cost of living crisis? And what about Keir Starmer? Again, a bright and accomplished man. He's also clearly, you know, an experienced public administrator as a former top lawyer. But, I mean, do you rate either of them as leadership material?
In all honesty, Mark, they don't inspire me. They don't get me on the edge of my seat and think that I'd like to vote for you. I'd like you to take the country forward. And obviously, I voted Conservative for the first time with Boris. And of course, I made a mistake there, didn't I, of course, unfortunately. But I thought he could be the right type of leader at that particular time, or the best one in the pack, if you like. But neither of the leaders in Labour or Conservative actually inspire me that they're actually going to do what they say and stick to that and inspire the country to come out of this deep depression that we're in at the moment. And I know it's not all their fault. I know it's a world problem at the moment, but they certainly the Tories at the moment could do better without the backbiting and the infighting that we've experienced just recently.
Would we be better off in the hands of Boris, Big Sam? No, not now. I think that he's had his time, a very, very difficult time, may I add. I mean, who would have expected that when you're running the country as a Prime Minister, you would have to face an unknown, and certainly COVID was an unknown at that particular time, and obviously lots of things were handled extremely badly. But there was obviously one good thing in his favour, that we did find a vaccine, and that vaccine is proven to work, which is very, very important. What are your thoughts about the strikes, Sam? I think we can agree that there are many in the public sector who merit a pay rise, but you know about running a tight budget as a top former manager at some brilliant clubs that were frankly pretty broke. Can Britain afford these pay rises, especially with inflation raging as it is?
Well, I think if we take the most important one, Mark, and the most important one is that the government's putting people's lives at stake by not settling the nurses or the ambulance service. You know, and they have to face the fact that if you look at the background of it, and obviously I am not overwhelmed with stats and facts, but I do know when I speak to them that all it's been over the years is cut the beds, cut the staff, cut the vehicles, cut the ambulances, can't find the nurses. And if you want to fill 130,000 jobs, doing what you're doing at the moment is not going to encourage anybody whatsoever to come and join the NHS. So they've got to think of a way to sort out certainly the NHS and others from there on and get them back working. And then they've got to think of a plan on how they're going to fill these 130,000 jobs, because at the moment they're never going to do it by the way that they're acting. So they deserve more money. They've been underpaid for many, many years, particularly the job that they do. They've put their lives at risk over the pandemic. Many people have died because of their dedication to the NHS. And they're looking back now and saying, you know, we all clapped for you, but where's the reward? And I think that's what we've got to do now. And the only way we can reward them is financially, because they are struggling desperately. I mean, nurses going to food banks. Come on. Can't be right.
Big Sam, I've only got a couple of seconds left. Is there any chance that the Conservatives could retain your vote at the next election?
No.
OK, there you go. A straight answer to a straight question. Gaffer, I look forward to another Big Sam team talk very, very soon.